Hello, hello, everybody.
Hi, everyone.
Good morning, afternoon, good evening. I don't know what time it is in your part of the world, but hi. How
It's oh my god,
is
earlier.
everybody? Yeah. How is everybody today? Oh, come on. My chat doesn't want to move. Why doesn't my chat want to move?
I'll let you know when I'm awake.
Okay. Hello, wifey Carly. Hello, Sarah Diamonds. Oh my God, you're in one of my lives. Holy moly. Hello, Mom. Kath. Let's see who else came in. Sarah, hello. Trina, hello. Who else? Palmy, hello, sweetheart. Palmy. Am I caught up? Cindy, hello. Tessa, hello. Christopher Calza.
My phone's telling me that you're going live.
Okay. How is everybody? I hope you are all doing well.
Oh, yeah, that was. I missed that last night. I was too busy diamond painting and hanging out with hubby.
Oh.
Good morning,
Hey,
everybody.
brother. Oh, look, my brother and my sister, they both came in at the same time.
How come you're blocked?
How come you're blocked? I'm not blocked. I haven't blocked you, Berta.
I can't see you as blocked because I can see you. YouTube did that to me the other week. It blocked somebody without me. No one blocked. None of the mods have done it. We can see you, Berta.
Hello, Jim. How are you? I know you've got the nasty going on right now.
Oh, hiya, Jim. Been meaning to catch one of your lives.
Do I have to see if Berta is blocked?
No, she was just teasing.
Oh, don't be scaring me like that, woman.
No.
Do I stay in bed with a noisy cat or do I go? That depends. Do you want a noisy cat or do you want a diamond paint?
I have the noisy dog and the noisy cat, and the noisy child's waking up.
Ooh, Jeremy, what you gonna show us? Jeremy has something to show both of us. Oh, I think I know what it is. Do you want to come live, Jeremy? I'll send you a linky link because I am on StreamYard today. Hello, Katrina. Excuse me.
Through everybody, but hello, good morning from New Zealand, from Australia.
She don't even know where she is.
Oh.
Okay, hello, Pixies, Diamonds. Mwah.
Hello.
Oh, you're fine, and now Tammy has it. Oh no.
Oh, is that the big what I had?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Jim, I feel for you. I literally had it. Came out of isolation a week ago today. So, yeah. Tip that I learned: Powerade and a vaporizer will be your two best friends to get you through it, and vitamin C.
Yeah.
Oh, Sarah, that sounds like fun.
I am awesome, Pixie. Sorry, Rose.
That's right. Sarah, we are looking at coming over in the next 12 months for a visit.
Yeah, poor Carly. She's still awake. It's like 11 o'clock at night for her. I'm sorry.
My alarm
I
went off.
do want to do a huge shout out to the lovely Pixie's Diamonds. The thumbnail today was done by Pixie's Diamonds. Thank you so much, sweetheart. I truly appreciate it, and I will be using it throughout the month.
Oh no, Sarah, New Zealand, other Sarah.
Hi, Cassandra.
Just do that one, an earthquake pattern, Carly. You'll be fine.
Please don't get me started.
I had my earthquake pattern. I'm good.
You know who I'm waiting for to come in the stream. You know who I'm waiting for. Berta just finished kidding up. Awesome. So do you want to see what Jeremy just sent me? And I love it. You're going to love this, Rose.
Yeah.
It's one of his wood burnings, and oh my God, I so want one of these. Right?
Oh.
Yeah.
Jeremy, that is amazing.
Olive oil is in the house.
Popeye the Sailor Man.
Hello, Stacy. That is so. I love that, Jeremy. Oh my God. I'm almost in tears.
She can't. You've got to show me, love. I'm like the side of the camera.
Are you ready? Are you ready?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that is amazing. Oh, Jeremy. It'll make me cry.
Thank you so much, brother. Oh my God. That is gorgeous.
For those
what is going on?
For those that did not watch mine and Jenny's live with Stacey the other night, be warned, we do need to put a disclaimer on it, and I don't think we have yet. So just be warned.
She's like, thanks, I'm going to kill y'all.
Jeremy, they are absolutely amazing. Hard pick to choose a favorite. I could not pick a favorite out of those two at all. Too late. Already done. Hey, look, it was just as embarrassing for me, Stacey, so we're good. Carly's going
not invite him to
It was a very, very hair down, relaxing live.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Nothing was off the table on that live. Nothing.
Stacey, not yet.
Alrighty, guys. So I'm sorry, hon. What was that?
I just saying to Stacey, she said it's not following me around. I said, no, not yet, but it will. It's just that I scare people.
Oh my God, Christopher. So before we get started, who would like to see the progress of oh my God, I've totally lost it.
Tusks of Love.
Tusks of Love. Yes, I started it on Tuesday. Oh my God.
Me.
Hi, Lisa.
Hi, Lisa. Pardon me, it was nice to relax. I pick up Jenny 11:45 from the airport today.
Oh, wow.
Mm.
Why is my chat going blank?
I don't know. Show us
Sarah wants to see it. Both Sarahs want to see it. Kathy, see it. Oh, I know you want to see it. Okay. So, unfortunately, as of today, I will not be working on it because I only have one table, guys. So I kind of have to, but I have been working on this since the moment it came in. You guys were there when I started it, when I unboxed it, all of that good stuff. And I am enjoying this. And I'm telling you, Rose and Jenny have what's the word I'm looking for? Let's just put it this way. Squares from Uniquely Yours down under Rose Proffitt Creations. Yes, please. Okay, that's all I'm going to say.
We converted, Jay.
Yes, please. Are you guys ready? Oh my God. I don't know if I want to show you.
You got to show me, otherwise you won't get any more. Oh, look at the colors. I love seeing the colors.
Are amazing on this, guys.
I mean, I've seen it done before because we had it tested, but it's really nice to see other people doing it because everyone has different techniques. And that is just you.
The initials and the lettering, I will say, guys, I had to do a little adjusting, which was fine. It wasn't horrible. I had to do a little adjusting, and they are in white ABs. So it took me a little while to adjust because I wanted to make sure that everything around the lettering was dark so that the white AB would pop up, it would show. Thank you so much. Thank you, Carly. There's the link for Tusks of Love. But yeah, I just started that on Tuesday afternoon, and I still am kind of addicted to that picture. I will show you guys as much as I have done. That's so far, that's all the trash I have so far. Where's my camera? So, I mean, that is not that bad. At least not to me. I've had a lot worse. The biggest thing is I'm getting tabs. That's the biggest thing. But it's an absolute pleasure to work on. I absolutely love it. You guys have reinstilled my faith in squares. It's the only square that I have done where I can actually use more than my 4-placer. Every other square that I've ever done, I couldn't go any higher than a 4. That one, I can use my 4, my 7, and my 10. You all right there?
Yep. I'm just getting my thoughts together. It's okay.
Okay. Not converter, just a switch hitter now. So yeah, I can tell you guys, I still love my rounds. Don't get me wrong, I still love my rounds, but now I am not. I'm not so scared of the squares anymore. It's not that I was scared; it was more of like a frustration factor. And now that's kind of gone. So, but that is my progress. I'm sorry, hon.
I'm just laughing at Christopher's word, switch hitter.
Yeah, switch hitter. So, all right, now, Jim, what is a multiplacer?
This is a very tiny one.
Trust me, he knows. He does not
I
like
know.
them.
I actually follow him on his channel.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. He's very
Yeah.
anti-multiplacer.
You know what? So seriously, I am faster. I promised Jenny I would use one and give it a go, and I've been doing it consistently for a while now, and I still hate them. So
Hey, to each their own.
Yeah.
Like I always say, find what works for you and do that.
I am still quicker with my single placer than I am with my multiplacer.
Yep.
Oh no, I can't
Yes,
do
Jim
tweezers.
went pro tweezers. He diamond paints with tweezers.
Oh no. Oh, this no.
Mm-hmm.
I admire you for it, but no.
He's really good at it. I mean, he's really good at it. I've seen him.
I think I've
Tweezers
seen
are
a
the new
couple
pen.
Oh, don't you swear at me. I'm holding a pen, let alone tweezers. The only thing I use tweezers for is plucking.
Alrighty, guys. So this is the kickoff show to hashtag DP. Oh my God, I just went blank.
Seeing the world differently.
Seeing the world differently. This is our Rose and my autism event, where we are going to be raising awareness about autism in a slightly different way. We are going to have individuals on each one of our channels that have experience with autism. Maybe you can talk a little bit better about it than I can, because I am not 100% familiar. So I will give the floor to Miss Rose.
Yeah. So what we decided to do was the best way to educate people is to have people who deal with autism, like myself, parents, teachers, those with autism themselves, the siblings of people who, because it affects an entire family. So, we're bringing the good, the bad, the ugly. We're bringing the adventures. We're bringing the fun. We're bringing there'll be some real factual stuff come through. There'll be the whole idea is to break the stigma and the fear of what autism is. Before we start though, there are some things I need to just point out. When you're talking about somebody's home, this is no slight to you, I'm just educating these guys, Angie, please understand that. When you're talking about my home isn't an autistic house. My home is a home. We just happen to be blessed with a child who has autism. She is not autistic. She has autism. Yes, technically, she is autistic, but that's not how we word it. We word it, she has autism, because there is so much more to Kenzie, as you guys, most of you know, there is so much more to Kenzie than her autism. She is an amazing, bubbly, laughing, kookaburra, sounding animal, drawing, there's so much more to her. And I'm going to share a lot more of her with you guys today, including the story that led us to where we are today. So, that's what we hope to do. Bring awareness, break the stigma, take the fear away, because so many parents go in to get the diagnosis, and it is just, when it comes to it, guys, it is just a label. That label is beneficial to help you with getting the treatments and the support and the funding that you need, but it is still just a label. That kid is still a kid. They still need to be loved, and they still need to have their needs met. Their needs are just different.
Yeah. And I am going to, at this point, I am going to apologize. I am still learning, guys. Okay. I am getting a lot of help from Rose. I am still learning. Okay. If I say something that,
Again, something like,
perfect example, I said something in one of my lives. Rose was like, hey, you worded that, a little wrong. Please do not hesitate to say, hey, don't hesitate to correct me, basically is what I'm saying. Okay. Because I want to learn as much as I possibly can. Okay. Because this will be, and I'm saying it right here, 2022, this will be a year event, no matter what. Okay.
yeah.
I will be holding 3 main events every single year, and Autism Awareness is one of them.
And this is one that I will be
And
with every year, whether she likes it or not.
yes. Yeah. Every year. We are planning on moving next year's to actual Autism Awareness Month, which is April. We did not do April this year because there was so many things going on. So we bumped it to May. But this is going to be an event that will be held every single year. And I will be learning as much as I possibly can. I have booked one guest so far who will be coming on the channel. She's in chat today. So you can say hi to Pixie's Diamonds. I will have her live on my channel, and she will come on the channel and she will tell us her story. And she is also, and I want to also thank you again, she is also one of the sponsors for my 3 giveaways that I will be doing this month. She has graciously gifted diamond painting putty. So that will be in your giveaway bag.
You'll find out.
Yeah. Now, guys, I will tell you, my giveaways are going to be absolutely, totally random. Okay. And I'll be doing the giveaways live.
Me too.
Okay. So that means you must attend. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. You must attend. I will not let you guys know which video or which live I will do a giveaway. It's going to be totally random. Because the biggest part of this event is not about the giveaways. It's about raising awareness about autism. That is the main goal of this event.
Catherine, I'll just ask Catherine's thing before it flicks up on the screen. Okay, so it used to be called, you either had, because autism is a spectrum, and they used to call it, you either had autism or you had Asperger's. Asperger's is actually named after a Nazi doctor who experimented on autistic kids. So that is no longer used for obvious reasons. It is now, this is us in the community. We call it, you're pretty much, you have autism. You're either not low functioning or high functioning. It is high needs or low needs. So Kenzie is what they call, for an example, for those that know her, high needs. She has extremely high needs. Non-verbal does not mean they can't communicate. You guys are going to learn that today. They will always, it just means that at that point in time they physically can't, or they're sensory overloaded and they won't. And that's like non-talking, but they will still communicate. And I will be teaching you guys a little bit more about that. You'll see on my arm, and excuse the fact that's a puzzle piece because we're doing without that that's going away. Communication is more than words, and I will be explaining that and the meaning behind that later on.
Yep. Okay. So, does anybody have any questions before we get started? Before I turn the floor over to Rose to tell her story? Does anybody have any questions about the event before we get started? I think you guys pretty much have a grasp on what's going on, but just want to double check, make sure everybody knows. Hello, Carol. Welcome,
Hello,
welcome.
my friend.
Hello, Chantal.
Hello, hello. Yeah, any DP that has blue in it, Katrina, or rainbow colors.
Yep.
The blue's also starting to be phased out a bit as well. We're bringing in, the community is bringing in the rainbow because Autism Speaks has a bad rep as being a hate group now. And I will be explaining why at a later after I've told Kenzie's story.
Lisa, yes, you can either post it on Instagram with the hashtag, or you can post it in my Facebook group. Carly, if you can pop up the link for the Facebook group. There is a specific post that I put up there this morning where you put all of your pictures in.
Those that followed me while I had the dreaded COVID know that I already started my autism backup. The Shanghai thing bit me in the butt as well. So I thankfully hubby had brought me a 5-piece canvas of the TARDIS, which has obviously got lots of blues in it. And so while I was sick, it was the only one small enough to go on my little lap tray. And yes, that's what I've already started it, but I've got 5 canvases to get through. So
yeah. And that's the other thing, guys. It does not have to be a new start. We are not asking for new starts. We are not asking for completions. We are asking you to just enjoy yourself diamond painting and learn a little bit more about autism. That's all we're asking.
No, bless your bum, Stacey. Thank you.
Not a problem, sweetheart.
Autism awareness for those of us who have children with autism is not a month awareness thing. And I want you guys to really understand this. For us, it is year round, all through the year, every day, every second of our waking moment, and it probably most likely even when we're sleeping. Yeah. So for us, shifting it to May was not a biggie. And I will happily do this many times throughout the year because it's something that affects my daughter's life in a major way. It also affects the life of my family. So
awesome, Sarah. Awesome. Yep.
I am not an expert. I'm an expert in Kenzie, but I'm not an expert in autism. There is so much that even I'm still learning.
Yeah. And Stacey, to your comment there, the minute I found out, because I was already going to do an autism event, okay, but the minute I found out that Rose, trying to make my words right here, Rose had a child with autism, I said I have to have her. I have to have her. We got to do this together. See, I'm learning. I'm learning, guys.
You are. And when
I literally, I was like, I'm doing an autism event. Do you want to co-host? And there was no hesitation. She was like, I'm there. So,
Catherine, I'm an advocate for every child, but yes, definitely for autism. I do advocate the rights of an autist. See, even I'm still adjusting to the new words. I will advocate for anyone that has autism. I will advocate for the rights to be treated like a normal human being. I will fight, and I have fought, and you guys are going to hear this today, so hard for my child to have the rights that she deserves, to have the health care that she deserves, to have the respect that she deserves. But I've done that with all my children. So, but Kenzie's, we've had a bit of a longer fight, and it's something that we continually fight with. Exactly. And it is called a spectrum for a reason, because there is no one's the same. I'm going to explain all of that in a story. So you guys will, I'm going to tell you when I got the diagnosis, I'm going to take you right back to before I got pregnant, because that's where it all begins, really. Oh, thank you, Caitlin. I've made mistakes. You guys are going to hear some of the mistakes tomorrow on my life, because Jordan's coming on, and it wasn't always easy juggling a child that doesn't have autism and a child that we didn't know was autism or had her other issue. It was a big.
Good morning, Jenny.
Morning, Jenny. See you soon. Okay, are you ready? Do you want me to just start this, or?
Yep, floor is yours.
Okay, so when I was 18, I was told I'd never have children at all. We have to go back this far because this is part of the story. And so when at 26, I think I was, 26, I got told it was now or never. And I'd had a few miscarriages leading up to that point. That it was now or never. I went on fertility treatments and I got Jordan. We'll skip through a few years. When he was 1.5, we decided we were going to try again. We started trying again. It was a very stressful time with infertility treatments and trying naturally, kind of a mixture of both. I had PCOS and endometriosis, so it was a very, very, very strong battle, long battle. I had actually given up, and all just full disclosure, in 2006, I had decided enough was enough. I was actually leaving my marriage at that point in time. I was done. The stress of it, the stress of my marriage, there's lots of issues that don't need to be discussed here. And it was just, and I got chicken pox and strep. Jordan had surgery on his ears the month before. I'd done a birthday bonk and, and I had to go to the doctor for a knee checkup because I had a knee injury back then, and thought she's going to ask me to take a pregnancy test, because she's not going to give me my painkillers if I don't. I never got it done. I never got the blue hair done. I was too busy diamond painting last night.
Hi, Rose and Nicole. I'm not ignoring. I'm just listening to Rose.
So I took this test. I was actually on the phone to my mum at the time. She had rung through. And I'd taken the test. I was sitting on a piece of toilet paper on a poof beside my laptop at the time. And I'm talking away to my mum, and the ding went off to check it. And I looked down and I went, and you have to excuse my language because I'm going to give it to you how I said it. What the fuck? I was looking down and I was like, no. And Mum's like, what's happening? And I said to her, I'll send you a picture. This is back in Yahoo Messenger days. So I took a photo of it and I sent it to her, and tears are streaming down my face at this point. Because of my history with miscarriages, I was very scared because this test had come back very, very distinctively positive. And I freaked out. I didn't know what to do. And I was like, oh my God. So Mum was the first one to find out. And you could hear her, the whole house. It was a big 2-story house. And my adoptive mum was living downstairs at the time. And the whole house heard her screech out with a wahoo because I was pregnant. So it's been a long journey to get pregnant. It was not an easy pregnancy. Kenzie didn't move as much. I split my pelvis in 3 places, fully split. I had a gap in the front joint and my hips at this big. But I was still walking. I was still very, very active. So I was very, very big pregnant. I lost a lot of weight. I lost 25 kilos when I was pregnant. But PCOS is another. Yeah. So Kenzie, I went into labour with Kenzie at 36 weeks. And I laboured for 5 weeks. Okay. Because I was determined a natural, 5 full weeks of full labour. I was swimming in that time. I was walking in that time. There were times when Rory actually came into my life when Kenzie was 22 weeks and became my best friend. My other best friend, Shah, was literally we were doing week on, week off. She'd go over to Rory's for a week for a break, and then she'd come back for another week in that 5 week time. And ended up in hospital on January the 1st, and they tried to get me to dilate, and because I couldn't dilate because Kenzie had no muscle tone, and I'll explain all of that coming up. So I'm a visual person, so I talk with my hands. While I was contracting, the contractions were doing nothing because she had no muscle tone. She wasn't able to move down into the canal. I didn't dilate. She wasn't going to come out, regardless of what we did. I gave it my best shot, ended up with an emergency C-section on the 2nd of January, and she was born at, I think it was like 3:15 in the afternoon. She came into this world kicking and screaming. She weighed 7 pounds 6 ounces. She looked like she was a 10-pounder. She was a chunky baby. Very long, very chunky, very bright red. They double weighed her because they didn't believe the scales. So yeah. So from there, I've actually written the story out on her group. If you guys wish to join her group, Carly's got the link. She will post it. All good, Tina. All good, love. This will be here for you to come back on. And if you're on the group, you've probably read some of it anyway. Okay. So she was born. We had this perfect little baby. She was beautiful. She was loved. We never knew there was any issues. I breastfed and bottle fed her from the start and that's her in the background.
It's my kookaburra.
You can, because I didn't have a good history with breastfeeding Jordan, we knew there was going to be complications. So we did both for a while, and we were doing good. At 6 weeks old, she's going to want Marmite on toast, hun. Yeah. Kenzie, she's a now person, just for the record. That's what that noise is. At 6 weeks old, things completely changed. My world fell apart like you wouldn't believe. I was sitting on the couch. It was a Sunday, and I was feeding Kenzie, and she suddenly went blue and limp in my arms. I couldn't feel a heartbeat. If anyone that knows what that's like, your blood runs cold. It's a horrible, you're holding this precious little baby in your arms. I had a friend, because back in those days I was a Christian. She walked through the door. She was a qualified paramedic. And I think whatever God needs to be thanked for that, because they walked through the door and she was able to revive her, though she was still very limp and very ashen. We called the ambulance. They came. Her oxygen stats were down to 59%, and she was still unresponsive. So we rushed to the hospital, and the testing all began. And that was when I had been smoke-free for 2.5 years. That was the day I started smoking again. They discovered her lactic acid levels were through the roof and were high enough to kill an adult. For anyone that is a diabetic, they will understand that lactic acidosis is a very real thing when you're on diabetes medication. They had put me on metformin to supposedly help with my breastfeeding because I had PCOS. It was under the advice of 4 doctors and 2 breastfeeding specialists who both reassured me there'd be no damage, nothing could go wrong. They lied. So she was diagnosed with lactic acidosis poisoning because the medication had gone through my milk and had poisoned her.
Oh, God.
Yeah. I did warn you guys you're going to need tissues for this. I can talk about it because I've lived this for 15 years. I refuse to take metformin. Like there is nothing on this earth, God's green earth, that would make me take it. 2 days later, we had a doctor. We were in hospital. The doctor came in, and she came in, Dr. Carmichael, and she said to me, she picked up Kenzie, and she said, "Do you realize that your child has no muscle tone?" I was like, no, because, newborns are relatively floppy. She didn't seem any different. She kind of moves your hands around and that. So they did another barrage of tests, and they discovered that she had hypotonia, which is completely no muscle tone. It is a symptom of something. So it's not technically a diagnosis. It's a symptom. It's a side effect of something that's going on. And it wasn't until much, much later that we actually found that out, what that out was, and I'll explain that later on. They ran some chromosome tests. Back in those days, nothing was picked up. She couldn't swallow. There was a connection. So they suggested that there was a connection between the metformin and her hypotonia. What they missed was that she was also tongue-tied. So, yeah. We spent 2 months in and out of hospital on a daily, weekly basis sometimes. We went to the Mothercraft unit in Hamilton, where we got all the therapies in place. We got her sleeping. Eating was a big problem with Kenzie because they wanted to put a tube in her stomach, and I said no. We were literally feeding her with it pouring down her throat, which led to a few good power chucks. And I obviously at the stage I had felt the guilt as a mother, like my milk poisoned her. This is how I saw it. I know differently now. And at that particular time, I felt robbed from my breastfeeding experience. I was enjoying breastfeeding her. It was something I hadn't been able to do with Jordan. Just that little bit, even that little half an hour that I got every feed was precious to me. But I had the guilt factor, and I ended up with postnatal depression through it, which that's a whole different. I will talk about that in September because that's a whole different. How much they let me down on that one. So we had to learn how to feed her. We had to learn how to manipulate her body as a baby to build her muscle tone up, because she had none, and we had to build it for her. Every time she was awake, so about 3 months old, we finally started to settle back into a fairly new routine. Take into consideration that Kenzie was stopping breathing 30-40 times a day, every day, for the first 1.5 years, 2 years of her life. So I was, when you have to resuscitate a baby and a toddler, it is not pleasant. Let me tell you that now. By about 3.5 months, 4 months, we discovered had gone in again. She was throwing up. We couldn't get her breathing properly. She was all over the place. And we went back in, and we happened to have a pediatrician who came from America. She was lovely. She was fantastic. And she said to me, put her on Pharax. The milk, she can't manipulate the milk. And so she needs to be out. She can't even feel it. So it's just literally pouring down the throat. She said, put her on Pharax. It'll help build the mouth muscles, which no one had told us are actually the last muscles in your body that actually fully develop and start working. So day 1 of Pharax, wow, whole new kid. Like she took to
Mm.
solids, you wouldn't believe. She was on completely organic food because we couldn't allow any chemicals into her body. We had to use everything organic around her, on her body. She was cloth diapered. She was in natural fabrics. Not by choice. This was just trying to get her lactic acid levels down to normal because she'd been chemically poisoned. So once we got her on the Pharax, pretty much life went on. She was eating normally. We still had the breathing issues, but as she's got older, they no longer are an issue, except for like when she got COVID. So we were told when she was 6 weeks old to not expect her to last another month. If we were lucky, she would be 6 months old when we lost her. She would never walk. She would never talk. She'd be a vegetable if we made it past that. And if she's still alive at 12 months, it would be a miracle. At 12 months old, we walked into that, and I mean, she walked into that pediatrics appointment going, mum, 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 mum. And the pediatrician turned around and said to me, if anyone was going to prove me wrong, he goes, because he'd been Jordan's pediatrician, you were going to do it. I used to work at the hospital. Most of the doctors knew me. He goes, you stubborn bitch. And he goes, you're the best mum for that kid. And that was when he gave me the advice. And I'm going to share that advice for anyone who has a child. When it comes to your child, you are their best advocate. You are the person that knows that child the most. You are the person that gets that child the most. And you know what is right for that child. And I have used that every day of my children's life because no one knows my kids like I do. All right. So we will fast forward a little bit. There's a lot. I can sit there and tell you how awful it was for me to have to resuscitate my child, or how you wake up in the dead of the night to the breathing monitor going off. It is horrible, guys. Like I'm not going to lie to you. I went through this massive roller coaster of emotions. In this time, we lost Brady. My marriage fell apart. I had to surrender my grandson to his biological family. There was a lot going on. And I moved to Tauranga, and Rory and I were together. So that will be 13 years ago next Monday. So it was a lot going on, and I hadn't seen anyone for a very, very long time, because my whole life revolved around getting Kenzie the help she needed, trying to still be there for my son and get him through his life, because he was 6 years old, 7, 8 years old at this time. So he was, and he had a lot of love in his life. Don't get me wrong, Jordan has been given lots and lots of love, and if you've seen us together, you'll know that. But it was hard for him as well, because there were times when we could say, no, we can't do that because Kenzie's got to go to the hospital, or Mummy's tired because I've been up all night making sure she was breathing. And, there was that the first week of being home after she stopped breathing were the worst. I would sit up for pretty much around the clock until we could get that alarm. We couldn't get a breathing alarm from the hospital because there was no funding for one. And I have to give a big shout out and a thank you to my ex-husband's family, because one of his members came forward, gave us the money, and brought us this angel care monitor that was a breathing and sound monitor, so we could hear everything. Where if she like, I had ideas when I wanted to be the co-sleeping, the cloth diapering, the crunchy mummy.
I'm sorry, I'm waving because Raven is going bye-bye. So bye-bye, Raven.
Um,
Sorry.
Kenzie did not leave me for that first 6 weeks. She slept in my bed, like she slept on the breastfeeding pillow. I was hoping to have photos done, but my body went yesterday, so that was it. And it was a very, very, very rough time for my family. And we had no idea that this journey had literally just begun. When she started walking and she's talking, at 12 months, she's like, Mum and Dada and cat and dog. And, she was saying all these beautiful words. And then 18 months hit. Now, please note, guys, at this point in time, Kenzie stopped being vaccinated at a very early age due to the fact that she was allergic to the freaking vaccines. I shit you not. We're actually booked. We booked for her last ones at the end of this month coming to have her done in hospital, including her COVID. I'm not anti-vax. I am in support of people choosing what's right for their children.
Yeah.
So if you vaccinate your children, you have my support.
Yep.
We delayed all of hers specifically until the last 12 months to make sure she could cope with them. So Kenzie hadn't had any vaccine. She had definitely not had the MMR one, the one that's one that leads to autism. Yeah, that's bullshit. So we noticed a change in her around about 17 months. We started noticing a change in her. She stopped wanting to eat the foods this kid used to eat everything, corn on the cob, meat. You put food down in front of her, she would hoe that stuff back in. And, and it was just, and I was like, didn't think anything of it. They were kind of like, they weren't even interested in testing her because, they'll just put it down to everything else that she had happen. And they were just saying, the metformin's given her brain damage. We went through brain scans. We went through x-rays. She went through MRIs. There's no damage to her brain. From all the times that kid stopped breathing, she has no scarring on her brain. None
That's
whatsoever.
Awesome. That's awesome.
And I count the blessings and I touch wood. So by this time now, Jordan, Kenzie and I are living in Tauranga with Rory. She is 4. And we had a pediatrician and we had the same pediatrician from the time Kenzie was 2 right through till last year, and she was fantastic. And Dr. Mompson was the best. She supported us. She supported my non-medical do not medicate my child at this point in time. And so we got Kenzie into kindy. She had to have funding for kindy. We needed to update the diagnosis. So they started running tests again, and that was when we discovered the autism. My world fell apart. It was not my first rodeo with autism. My grandson was diagnosed with it when he was 2. I missed it. I missed the signs. I missed everything because she was not like Brandon. And how was I to know that girls with autism and boys with autism were different? I didn't know that much about autism back then. I didn't know it was a spectrum. I didn't know really much about it at all. All I knew was I was supporting Bridie with Brandon, and she probably knew more about him at that point, about autism at that point than I did.
Right.
I'm a researcher by trade. It's one of the things, many jobs I've done, but I literally went on the internet, started researching, started getting information, started realizing that there was more going on than I thought. The one thing I will, when you've got a special child that is has high needs of any description, you grieve with every diagnosis. You grieve what should have been. You grieve what could have been. And that is normal. You are allowed to do that. Do not ever, ever, ever let anyone tell you, you are not allowed to grieve for what your child should have been or could have been, because you are allowed to. It has been part of my healing process with every single diagnosis we've had with Kenzie. I've gone 24 hours, literally, I give myself 24 hours. I will grieve for what should have been. I'll grieve for what she's going to go through. And then I put my big girl panties on and I pull up my socks and I get on with it, because she needs me to do that. My son needed me to do that. My partner needed me to do that, because if I fell apart for too long, their world would fall apart.
Yeah.
So when I got the diagnosis, it literally felt like the earth had moved out from under me. I remember saying to the doctor, "Are you sure?" Like me questioning the doctor. She's like, "Yeah, we're sure." Because I had connections with the medical research, a lot of the medical research doctors that I'd made friends with in my last job, we automatically got her connect. All her medical call files became connected. There was been major research done on autism in New Zealand, and actually what causes autism is actually being discovered in New Zealand by New Zealand doctors, and it's been so hushed up, it's not funny. I have no idea why. I do not understand it. So autism is a chromosomal like a manipulation. So it could be a deletion or it could be a duplication in the chromosome level of the synapses of the brain.
Okay.
So it affects parts of the brain that are mainly sensory, hence why some autistic children have similar traits. Some children with autism have similar traits, and some are different, because it depends on what synapses, on what got things. And this is actually, guys, let me just say, for this to happen at a chromosomal level, had to have happened at conception. Right?
Yeah.
It does not change with environments or adding vaccines or diet or whatever everyone else thinks. It is a genetic thing. Okay. Science says it is genetic. Okay. Now, autism runs in my ex-husband's family, my kid's dad's family. It runs in his family. Not quite to the level of Kenzie. I think there's even some on my side. Yeah, so sensory processing disorder comes as part of that because of the synapses. Kenzie has it too. So she became part of that big study in that world, and her medical files been shared all around the world. But we're digressing. So when I wrote this story, she was 6. Okay, so this is on her group. There's been a lot go on in that time. Now, Kenzie stopped eating her normal foods. She stopped communicating. She stopped being verbal. I was actually in the middle of potty training her when we got the diagnosis, and that she stopped doing that. Kenzie is still to this day in diapers. Kenzie, around about the same time, they finally discovered that she was tongue-tied. So we went to the hospital. She had surgery to have it removed. And I know this is such a heavy conversation, but just a little smiling point. Have you ever seen a dog lick peanut butter off a teaspoon? Okay, you know how they do that. And they like, because it's stuck to their tongue, right? Imagine Kenzie doing it with ice cream.
Oh.
The first time she was able to poke her tongue out, because one of the things we had to do was encourage her to use her tongue. She had to learn how to build up that muscle. The tongue is a muscle.
Right.
So we're sitting there going, like, imagine this is my ice gun. Like this, and encouraging her to poke her tongue out, and we play games like all the time. Still do to this day. So the reaction on her face when she realized that she could poke her tongue out and lick an ice cream was rice. She was like, and then I see her processing it. She had no words. Like she was just, and she was like, oh. And then she was like, and she was like, and then once she got the hang of it, I was like, oh. And yeah, it did not change her eating. The first 2 years of our diagnosis, or pre-diagnosis, Kenzie had literally stopped eating all her foods. She was still on formula to make sure she had the nutrients she needed. There was biscuits were the only thing I could get her to eat at that point. It was the only thing she could eat. And I was working with a team of dietitians to try and get her to eat. Okay, force her. And this comes back to why autism speaks is such a big no-no. Autism speaks damaged a lot of autistic children by using the ABA method, which is abusive. It's like you train a dog. So you're training a kid the way you train a dog. If you do this, you get this. And I mean in a bad way. Kenzie, autistic kids have things that they are passionate about, that they're connected to, that make them feel safe. When you take that away and go, you can have that back when you eat that food. No, that's cruel. That's nasty. So this is what they were doing with us. And I do not support ABA, just in case you guys missed that. I do not support Autism Speaks at all. I'm sure they've probably helped millions of people, but not our family. And I find what they do torture, and I refuse to do it for my child. My child needs to grow up in a loving home, not a home where she feels like she is tortured and condemned. I will not train her and break her to be what society expects her to be.
She needs to be herself.
Yeah. As far as I'm concerned, society can fucking break for her and learn to adapt to her, not the other way around. I will break this world for her if that's what it takes. Yeah. Because she needs to be accepted for who she is and what she is and where she is at this point in time in her life. And if people don't like that, they can. And that's how I look at it.
Hi, Helen.
Any autistic child. Hi, Helen. So we're at 4 years old. She's learned to use her tongue. We've got this diagnosis. She's not eating, and then she discovers Marmite on toast. Oh, Marmite on toast. If you know Kenzie's main food is still to this day Marmite and
Marmite on toast.
Yeah. It's got to be white bread. It cannot be brown bread. Cannot be wholemeal. Cannot be grain. Has to be white bread with lots of butter. A smearing of Marmite is fine. And she has to have 4 slices every morning. And she has been having that since she was 4 years old. So, 11 years. So that's her food. I'm not going to touch base too much on Jordan because he's coming on my channel tomorrow to talk about it.
You're okay, Helen. Thanks for coming in.
Yeah. I've got endless stories, so we're just going to kind of work through things. I'm not going to be so chronological now because there are certain things that Kenzie is known as a runner, and if anyone's got a child that's a runner, you know what I mean. She, from a very young age, discovered the fun of adventure, and we've called them Kenzie's Adventures ever since. Actually, it would have been 13 years ago, just the other week, last week, that my daughter discovered that climbing was a good idea. We lived in a 2-story house, and we didn't think she could climb, so we didn't bother about sticking guards on the windows or anything like that because we were like, she's 2.5, we're not going to, she barely had strength to pull herself up to stand up, and it's like 5:30 in the morning, and we get this pounding on the door, and I said, Tori, what's that? She said, no. So I went, put pajamas on, ran downstairs. I was like, hello. She's like, your daughter's on the roof. She was 3. I was like, yelled out to Roy, Kenzie's on the roof.
Oh, no.
She's literally climbing out the window. My heart was in my chest pounding. Safety guards were put on for all the windows in the house that day. It was like she just has no fear. There have been times when she has gone wanting to go for a walk. And if the door's not locked, she'll open the door and off she'll go. And we lose her. We have lost Kenzie a number of times.
Amanda is saying her daughter Lala is also a runner.
Yeah, so you would understand, Amanda. It is a parent's nightmare. Now, the main death rate in autism is caused because our children are runners and they are attracted to water. And not all of them can swim. Kenzie's been having swimming lessons since she started school, so about 5. So she's been having swimming. She can swim enough to save herself if need be. But I still freak the fuck out. Trust me, whenever she takes off. Or is calling me a potty mouth. It is the most scary feeling. We have used GPS trackers. We have it's Kenzie used to leave school at intermediate level. So that was like
oh God, Amanda, I'm sorry.
Oh, Amanda. Like Kenzie does not leave this house for walks or anything without a tether on her wrist for this reason, because she will run off. Our house is double bolted. She can't get out the windows. She could go out the back, but she can't climb the fences. The fences are unclimbable at this stage anyway. So she doesn't, so she's got a backyard, like, well, not a backyard, but she's got an area that she can run in. And yeah, so there's, she's got the space that she can call her own. But she used to get up and she'd run off. We had to make sure the doors were locked and double locked. We do not go out the front door. If I go out the front door, it's locked behind me. If I come in, it's locked, double blocked behind me. It's just the way our life has to be. She can now walk from, like when I say to her, school time, she will walk from the front door to the car and not take off because she knows where we're going. Oh,
she ran from school?
Yeah, Kenzie's run from school too. They found a lady found Kenzie sitting down by the creek one day, throwing stones in the water.
Wow.
15 kilometers in an hour. Like, this kid moves fast. So Amanda, seriously, I understand what you've been through. It gets easier. I will tell you, it does get. Kenzie very rarely runs now. We do the tether for peace of mind for us, keep her safe. It is a 2-meter tether. She has free access to walk. It attaches to her wrist and my wrist, and that's whenever we're out in public for a long period of time, that's what we use. Yeah, Kenzie will still run, even now. If given half a chance, it's less than what it was. But we are still very, very aware. We went 2.5 years where she hadn't run at all. And then I get a message from the school. I'm just ringing to tell you we found Kenzie.
That doesn't sit well.
I was like, what the fuck?
What do you mean you found Kenzie? Oh my God.
Like, and then when they told me where they'd found her, I was like, so why wasn't I notified? We did try to ring you. No, I am looking at my phone. This is the first call I've had saying that my daughter had gone missing from school again. Oh my God. And it was, Kenzie was in a special school, guys. She's never mainstreamed at all. There's just no point. We just don't go down that avenue with her. There was a miscommunication somewhere and I hadn't been notified. I quit my job that day. Because I realized that I could either battle the stuff I needed at home or I could battle a very toxic work environment. I could not do both. And my daughter needed me. And so the toxic work environment that I was working in was gone.
Yeah.
So there's a weighing up of stuff that you have to do as a parent, as a normal parent. Okay, so there's been a lot of things. As the hormones change in Kenzie's body, the meltdown started getting worse. And about 6 years ago, we decided, after she kept knocking her brother out with like going up to him, and Kenzie is a head banger or a head hitter. So when she's anxious, she does this. She'll go up to sharp objects, and like she's had many cuts, many bruises. I'm surprised there's no fractures there, really. She's put her head through walls. Recently, I've got very good at plastering walls. Let me just say that. Yeah, but Amanda, I so hear. Hi, Diane.
Hi, Diane.
So,
and Vicky, I think Vicky should. Yep. Hi, Vicky.
Hi, Vicky. So we decided at this point in time, when she started knocking her brother out, who was 6 years older than her, I might add, and started kicking out, and the tantrums have become violent. The meltdowns have become violent. You will see me occasionally, even on a live, that I sit there and I do this because I wore her foot. And if Jenny will vouch for me, Kenzie has quite a good kick and quite a good hit. And I wore her right in my joint. And so now I have a permanent injury in my shoulder. I need surgery, but they won't operate on it because, I don't know. Well, New Zealand would. Aussie might, but I haven't gone down that road. So we decided to medicate. We started on 0.25 of risperidone 7 years ago. Now, we were given a guide of what we could use, and up till we were told we could go up to 2.5 mils with her safely. So we kept her at 0.25 for about a year, and she balanced out. And then as the patterns started coming back, and you get to know the patterns of when her medication is no longer enough, we would up it. This Christmas was one of the hardest that we'd been through. She's monitored very, very carefully, Amanda, for her weight. Every 3 months we go in and she's reweighed. So we're going to start walking because she had a 5 kg weight gain recently, because we've just upped it twice, and they don't know when to stop eating. So we monitor, and we can't control what she eats because she's very sensory when it comes to her mouth and what she puts in it. Yep. So we were going to start walking, and then over school holidays, we had plans to go walking around the zoos and the parks and stuff and have lots of fun. We both got COVID. So now I have to wait 3 weeks because I got COVID bad for my chest to be back to normal.
Yeah.
So yeah, we medicated her for her safety. Yeah, Biddy, you will, because risperidone will increase it every time.
Yep.
I'm the one losing the weight. She's putting it on, but she has been monitored.
So you're flip flopping your weight around over there.
Yeah, we are. Yeah. So about hang on, let me check the date on that one. So 2017, we decided that science had come through enough that we would get Kenzie's DNA and genetic makeup retested. And we did. And that was when we discovered that she was born with a very rare genetic disorder called 4p11 duplication. It is so rare, there's only about 150 people in the whole entire world that actually have her particular duplication.
Wow.
They do not know what causes it. There is no information on it. So according to the geneticist, me, off I go, I research, and you could have blown me down with a feather, guys. I got this, I found this article and this pamphlet from, I think it was from the UK, or it was from either UK or America, I can't remember now. And they literally listed all of these signs of a 4p duplication, what they call the 4p, it's chromosome defect, and you could have fucking hit me with a feather. Everything we went through with Kenzie as a baby was connected to that. It was all
Wow.
connected to her 4P, her breathing, her muscle tone, her everything was all connected to the fact that she had this chromosome defect, and
Wow.
she would have had it from conception.
Day
So
one.
yeah, day one. So yeah, and it just answered. It gave me peace of mind. I had literally gone to parents of children with Down syndrome to ask them for advice when she was little, and ask them what exercises they did, because hypotonia is a common side effect of what comes with Down syndrome a lot, the lack of muscle tone. So I went to people because I was waiting for specialists for up to 6 months, and I was like, I'm not going to leave my child sitting in the vegetative state if I can help her for 6
Right.
freaking months. So by the time they got to us, we were already, some of the games we still play to this day. It's when I'm changing your bum, roll you over, wipe your bum, bend you in half, put a stamp on your bum, post your way to somebody. We choose people who we're going to post her away to, whatever day it is. Sometimes we posted her to Angie, and it's a game. It's a game. We don't post it. It's not that, but yeah. So that is Kenzie's life in a nutshell. There is lots in between that I could tell you but I have no idea where to start. It's been a journey, and
Yeah.
the diagnosis was a rocker. Getting the therapy can be difficult in New Zealand. Getting the specialists involved can be difficult. There's always a wait. There's always lack of support. There's lack of funding. It is a battle every step of the way. You imagine a path. You want to know what it's like to live the world of autism for a parent. You imagine a path in a forest, and it winds and winds, and you've got that's her giggling in the background. Yeah.
Yes, that's her giggling. That's why I'm smiling.
Daddy's just getting her up. You imagine it's got big chunks of boulders and mountains that you got to climb over and stuff. But you know what makes it worth it? And I'm going to tell you this: the tour guide that comes with it. I would not trade her for the world. I would not give. Someone said to me, would I take away the autism if I could? Part of me says yes, because she has a harder life than some kids, and no parent wants their child to have a hard life. But if it came at the cost of changing her personality, I would rather have autism, because I have the most beautiful kid in the world to me. It is a tiring journey. She wakes up early and she doesn't always go back to sleep. We have sleepless nights. I've been up for 48 hours at some times. Jenny can tell you, she wakes up and she sings the house down until everyone's awake at high levels. She'll get out and sneak into the cupboards. We've had to put locks on the cupboards, and not even it's not even, sometimes the locks don't even work, It's like, my goodness. The support for autism is terrible. It is costly. It is so expensive. To get anywhere with autism, you have to pay for therapies. I've learned so much over the years that I just adjust to what we've already learned, because we can't afford the therapist. And honestly, with her duplication and her learning delays from that, yeah, it's oh my fucking god hour.
Yeah.
You forgot the
Jenny, get it together, hon.
It is such a struggle to get the thing, and we do the best we can. She has her little world, and which is why we've called things Kenzie's world. Yep. Kenzie has her world. She has her headphones on. She walks around with her headphones on. It's her safety. She has to have her cell phone with her all the time. Now, there is no SIM card in that cell phone for a reason. There's no SIM card, but she has access to Wi-Fi at home. And when we're out, she hotspots off my phone. And if there is no Wi-Fi on my phone, she will let you know because she keeps shoving the phone in your face. Mm-hmm. Now, Kenzie is what they class as nonverbal, as in she does not like to use her voice when she should. And there are some days where she's super, super chatty, and there are some days when she's not, when she's less verbal. But the one thing you can always guarantee is she will always be able to communicate to you on a basic level. She will take you to the pantry when she wants something to eat. Certain words she will use that are scripted, like marmite on toast, please, mummy. Drink, please, mummy. Milo, please, mummy. She started branching out and coming out with her own, like chips, please, mummy. Nuggets, please, mummy. Taonga, please, mummy, when she's missing her brother.
Oh.
Yeah, when she's missing her big brother, because they're very, very close, she'll go, Taonga, please, mummy. So we know that's time for a video call. So we normally video call.
I hear my little kookaburra in the background.
Yeah, she's in her room laughing, watching. She's on her tablet she's got a tablet. She's got a Nintendo Switch, and she's got a cell phone that goes everywhere with it. A cell phone and you can't lose the internet at all.
No.
So I have a 15-year-old child. Well, she's not so much a child. She's a young lady. She's a teenager. We have the realism of our life is we have to be safety aware. We always have to make sure her food's in the house because she doesn't eat what we do. I can't cook her a specific meal and hope for the best. I can't sit down and make her eat because I'm not going to torture her. She's all got a hard enough life now. Why am I going to force things down her throat? We try new foods, but she does not use the toilet. We've tried a number of times. We were planning on trying again this school holidays, but she ended up with COVID, and then I ended up with COVID, and she will pack her electronics to go to Tauranga. So we pick our battles. We pick our battles. We pick on what we're going to work on. She can write. She can read. She can type. She types amazing stories, and if she lets me near her stuff, I'll be able to get you some. She's artistic. She's musical. She's
some of the stuff that Kenzie does, I can't even do. I'm like, what?
Yeah. She's okay. So I used to be a composition artist, which is where I used to take photos and put them all together and make them into one, which is where my art started. She does the same thing. And just from watching me, she does the same thing.
I'm like, what? How did she do that? I don't even know how to do that.
She is hard work, and there are days when you just are exhausted, but she brings so much love and positivity to this family. She is so wanted and so loved. She has a big brother. She has 2 big stepsisters who love her. She has 2 amazing dads in her life. She has all of you guys have all become a part of her
amazing diamond painting community. Yes.
Yeah. Does anyone have questions?
Welcome back, Brother Jeremy.
Welcome back. Ask anything, guys. I will answer it.
Yep. Open floor. And the only stupid question is the question that's not asked.
Yeah. She is adorable, Helen. She is.
Cindy is here working and lurking. I will agree with that, Jenny. She does. She has such an adorable energy. Every time I see her, she just melts my heart. She's melts my heart. I love that girl.
Yeah. Yes, she does have food texture issues. She doesn't, we're not, it can change at a moment's notice, as I'm sure you're aware, Amber. Like sometimes she'll eat apple, sometimes she won't. Sometimes she'll eat jelly, sometimes she won't. It's very weird. There's certain ways we've got to cut food for her to eat it. Like with apples, I've got to slice it, leave the skin on, can't take the skin off. They'll leave the skin, core it, slice into thin slices, and she'll eat to the skin from the inside out, like from the inside. Tijuana, you're most welcome.
Yep.
Puberty, I was so scared of puberty. I really was. I was so nervous. I was like, how the hell am I going to deal with periods and boobs? And oh my God, this kid has boobs. And I freaked out and I was panicking. And my pediatrician turned around and she said to me, just relax. Just relax. Because you've been through this with your 2 stepdaughters. You've been through this with Jordan. It's going to be a breeze. I'm like, what? Kisses and pull-ups, so we don't have to use tampons or pads or anything like that. We just use the pull-up. The pull-up does a perfect job of it. The school that she was attending in New Zealand was fantastic in regards they had a special class and they educated the girls once they got to a certain age group on what the changes in their body, and they did it in a way that they could understand. And so that made life a little easier. She was aware. She's been watching me get dressed and undressed, and she's been showering with me since she was not so much these days because she's a lot older. But she has no qualms if I'm soaking in the bath, walking straight in. So she's seen mum's body, and she just realised she wears a bra. The hormone fluxes more affects her brain, her emotional, like her mental breakdown, like her outbursts and stuff. So I know when her period's due. When her period starts, we normally have liquid Nurofen on hand for her because she can't tell me that she's sore. We just know because she starts grizzling and she starts crying a lot. So we medicate her with a pain relief so that she's got some relief while she's got her period. We make sure her favorite things are in the house, like her strawberry Fritos and things like that. So we just try to make it as easy as possible. It can be a process of elimination to work out what's frustrating her. Most of the time, I can figure it out fairly quickly. Like if she's thrusting the phone at me, something's gone wrong with the phone. It's either too full, something, the Wi-Fi's gone down, or she's broken something. It's the first thing. The first things I look at when she starts getting frustrated. I check her nappy. I make sure she's eaten recently. I make sure she's got water. It's like a tick-off chart for me. And I just go, the first thing I always check is technology, because when that goes down, it's hell on legs. Oh, she doesn't know you're coming yet, Jenny. I haven't told her.
Ooh.
Oh, and yeah, she is very special.
How does she do with bathing or showers, Amanda said?
Okay, so with Kenzie, and it was actually with the help of a friend who I'm hoping to get on the channel. Now, Warren is a very good dear friend of mine. He is on the spectrum. He is amazing and gifted cosplayer, but he's been a part of our world and a part of our advice circle for a while because we stopped going to the doctor so much and started reaching out to people as adults and older teenagers who have autism to help us through stuff, because we don't want textbook, we want real life stuff. So this is where we are on our journey. And we've met some amazing people, and Warren is one of them. And he turned around and we were struggling to get her hair washed, and she wouldn't let us brush it. Her head was her whole sensory issue. And he goes, it feels like needles on their heads, the shower. And we didn't have a bath at the time. So we worked through it, put the water pressure down a bit, make it softer. And she's good now. She has a bath, not a problem. We have a thing that you stick on the tap, shower thing that you stick on the tap. She soaks in the bath. I wash her hair that way. It's a problem. We get it washed. We get it cleaned. We get it brushed. Her hair's the longest it's been for a while because she's handling it better. When she's not handling it, her hair gets cut really short, so it's not a stress for her.
Yeah.
Yeah, meltdowns are a good good way to gauge her periods. Yeah, look, honestly, I've had an open door policy with my kids until they get to a certain point. Kenzie's is a little bit longer. Oh, Peter. Oh. Oh, Tessa, that's beautiful.
That's cute.
Kenzie is she's an amazing kid. She really is. Like, she changed the day her brother came into my world, changed my world. He made me a mum. And the day Kenzie came into my world, she made me the mum of this special little girl. And I've got two amazing kids, and I'm very, very blessed.
Yes.
And Jordan and Kenzie have the most amazing bond.
Mm-hmm.
One of the hardest things about leaving New Zealand was knowing that she wouldn't see him for a while.
Yeah.
And she wouldn't be able to touch him and stuff. Like, there was I'll just bring it up. There was a photo I shared the other day on my Facebook wall. Just let me bring it up.
Me too, Jenny. I love those giggles and noises in the background.
Okay, so this is. Oh, where's my camera? There. This is them.
Oh,
yeah.
That's beautiful.
This was that she had woken up. She was getting ready to go to school. We had snuck him in the house the night before while she was asleep. She didn't know he was there.
Oh.
So the look on her, like this, it just sums it up.
Yeah.
But when it has been that way between them, like from the start, like since she was little, he has loved her.
Wow. Gorgeous. I love that.
That's her holding his hand.
Wow. Talk about some priceless pictures.
Yeah, look. Just keeps jumping the wrong way. Go back.
Oh, that's awesome, Sarah. I'm glad she found a good school. Oh, talk about melt your heart. Oh my God.
He loves her and she loves him, and their bond is eternal. He protects her like no one I've ever like. I've never had that bond with my siblings, and the fact that
I will have Rose answer that, but I believe it is, yes.
What am
I? She cannot cope with a lot of noise. Is that normal?
Okay, for a kid, she does not like a lot of noise. It's got to be on her terms. But she makes the most noise. I shit you not. She does make the most noise. Okay, so let's see. I've got a scrap. I'm just opening up her. I've collected photos over the years.
Yeah, but Amanda, Lala is Lala, and if she's a screamer, she's a screamer. It's that's just who she is.
We had screaming for years and years, and occasionally we still do get it back again. There is like yeah, it does get better. I promise it does get better. As they mature, they start to adjust to things. They get used to different noises, and it becomes less of a struggle. Still hard work, yes, but less of a struggle. She doesn't care about the vacuum cleaner. She'll actually come and help me do the vacuuming. Yeah, she wears headphones all the time. It's like it's just a thing for her. They're not noise cancelling, but they are noise reducing. Yeah.
Oh, Amanda.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry she scares the crap out of you.
2 o'clock in the morning, Kenzie lets out this high-pitched perfect C note. I leap out
Oh,
of bed because we used to have to lock her in her room to keep her safe at night. We don't now, but we used to have to. And we went, I will unlock the thing, ran in, checked on her. Here she is sitting up in bed, laughing to the fucking rivers.
She had the last laugh.
Yeah. So this is a this it says 10 years ago. So this is actually more than 10 years. It's like 15 years ago. He's a little bugger.
Oh, she is adorable. She still is.
She is. Kenzie will. It depends on who you are. If she loves you, she wants you to know, she will hug you. Like she knows Jenny because we're video called enough to the point where Jenny rings me, she has to be on video call. Kenzie's home because Kenzie wants to see Jenny. She knows Auntie Angie, like she's named Auntie Angie. She's got Uncle Chris from Canada. She's got Auntie Stacey's a new one that's come out, and she has Gracie. Gracie, I have not seen her do this in a long time. Gracie came to my house for dinner. She'd never met Kenzie. I said to Kenzie, come and say hello. She came in, took one look at Gracie, went up to Gracie and gave her a hug and a kiss.
Wow.
Never met her before. So Gracie's one of her favourites as well. And Gracie is now affectionately nicknamed the fairy godmother.
Fairy godmother.
She is now Kenzie's fairy godmother.
Dead quiet, and that's when she screams, oh, ow.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You're nice and relaxed. You're thinking, oh, they're asleep. You're lying back. You might be reading a book or diamond painting or watching a movie quietly, and then suddenly this high-pitched scream will come out. Hi, Linda.
Hi, Linda.
Kenzie has been brought up where because of her muscle tone issues, we've had to touch her a lot. So she's used to human touch, but she used to not like her head touched. Rory plays a game with her where she will grab his hand and put it up to her face like this, and then he pulls away and goes, and that's just a game. I love it. It's a game her and Rory have, and she builds their own little games, and he is fantastic with her.
Linda, anything that has a lot of blue or rainbow colors?
Yeah, we've lots of work's been done with Kenzie to get her to a point where she's comfortable. Yeah, Kenzie's the same. We let her initiate it. We let her bring it to us. She will come. When I was sick in bed with COVID, she was up and bouncing around my house. She literally brought a nappy into me to get changed. She come. I haven't had morning snuggles with her for so long, and because I was stuck in bed, and she would literally come in and snuggle in bed with me, and I haven't had that for. I couldn't give her COVID because she'd given it to me, so she was my snuggle. She came in and she snuggled in with me, and she stroked my face, and she'd go, she'd kind of look at me and she'd go, "Marmite toast, please, Mummy." Which is crazy.
I know you're sick, but I still need my Marmite toast, okay?
I need my Marmite toast. One day, on one of the worst days I had with COVID, she got up and made her own chicken nuggets. I got up and supervised because I could hear what she was doing.
I remember that. I was on the phone with you, and she's like, look, she made her own chicken nuggets. I was like, whoa, go Kenzie.
Yeah. Anxiety comes with autism. It comes hand in hand. It is okay. You put a child with autism into a new situation, they're going to freak the fuck out. All right, you got to understand there is new smells. The noises we hear, not the noises they hear. They hear every noise, and it goes through their brains like a freight train. The visuals, they see everything. They see the ear. It's some of them are very very sensory related. So we need to be aware when you're introducing a child with autism or an adult with autism to a new environment that it can be very, very overstimulating. And when we take Kenzie to new places, it's always a little at a time to start with.
Yeah. So was that in response to what Sarah just said?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They get anxious. Now, here's a tip, guys. And this will be good for anyone who suffers anxiety. You have so you always know I'm pagan, you have a chakra point here, an anxiety temple point, and it's there. So when Kenzie's hitting, she's anxious, she's frustrated, and she's trying to release it. That's why she hits here. So what we do is I do this, and I pressure. She likes the deep pressure, so I put deep pressure on it just with the palm, and I rub in a circle.
Yeah.
When I'm stressed and I'm anxious, I sit there and do this. You'll see me when I'm feeling frustrated or stressed. I do this, and she does the same, and it just calms her. And when she's having a meltdown, I literally do this, or like I'm just stroking her. And I hold her tight, and she likes pressure. She likes the pressure when she's having a meltdown. Sometimes she doesn't want to be touched. You just got to let her. You just got to make sure she's safe, that she can't hurt herself, can't put her head through anything, and sometimes you just got to write it out. But it's not that often these days. Christmas holidays are the worst for her because they're 8 to 10 weeks long, and they're too long, and she's out of routine. That's the other thing. She's very routinic.
Yeah.
We can do whatever we like during the day, but morning and night time, it's set. It is, or she'll melt down. Get up, get changed, get dressed, get wiped down. She's actually coping really well because I've been on here, and I don't know if she's had a bottom change yet, but she's doing okay. But she's had her Marmite toast, she's got her Milo, she's got her water, she's good.
All is good in the world right now.
Yeah.
She's precious. She just is. She's just absolutely precious. I absolutely love her. I love her little kisses. Yeah,
she does
little.
Yeah.
And she's just, and I'm still, guys, and I'm still learning. You know, I think Rose sent me a clip. And because like I said, I am learning. Okay. I literally asked Rose, I'm like, is that a good noise or is that a bad noise? And she goes, no, that's a frustration noise. That is Kenzie is not getting her way noise. And I'm like, okay. And then she sent me another clip and I'm like, okay, is that her happy noise? And she goes, yes, that's Kenzie is now happy. So, you know, I'm still learning. I'm still learning about Kenzie. And every time I learn something, I love her even more. I love her even more.
I don't pretend to be, I'm not an expert in autism, guys. I'm an expert in her.
Yes.
And that is the difference.
Yes.
No parent is an expert in autism. We all learn as we go. I very holistic in my approach with Kenzie. I listen to her needs. I listen to the noises she makes. I can sit there and go, you'll see me sometimes. You guys would have seen me on lives when I've done my own lives. I've gone, I'll be right back because I'm like, oh, I'm going to check that noise.
Yes.
When I've been home because she's my main priority. She comes first all the time. If you guys message me and I don't answer, I'm normally busy with her or I'm hanging out with Rory. My family always comes first before all of this.
Yep. I'm not sure, Palmy. I thought Ziggy was mostly like black.
No, there is blue in Ziggy. I'm pretty sure. Hang on, let me bring the art piece up. Hang on a second. Let me double check. I've got the art piece. I can zoom in. Okay, what are these pictures? Oh, it's Kenzie's photos. Hang on a minute. Let me have a look.
That's awesome, Sarah. Yeah.
There is blue in the sky. There's probably just as much blue as I've seen in some of the other ones that have been done. So I can't see why not.
Okay. Well, there you go. Yes, Palmy.
Yeah, there's a lot of blue sky in the background. So
okay.
Between
I wasn't sure.
There's probably some bits of blue in that fur because it's in the shaded areas. Probably a good 5% of blue in there.
Exactly, Stacey. Yeah, that's, and sorry, not sorry. Okay. I'm going to say this right now. Sorry, not sorry. Whenever Rose is on my channel, background noises are they're gonna be there, guys. It's gonna happen. And I'm not trying to be mean, but if it's something that bothers you, then I suggest you don't watch.
Yeah. Sarah.
Because Kenzie is Kenzie, and and bottom line, it's my channel, and if I say it's okay, it's okay. And my niece is okay.
Sarah, what you need to know about, especially with adults, is they're more attuned to emotions and feelings, especially as adults. And so he would have been picking up on your vibes as well. So it was great that he came to support you. And he'll probably need you a bit more in the future coming to deal with and process it, because it takes him a little bit longer to process stuff. And that's okay. We've learned to deal with that. Everyone's on the phone with you. Yeah, we share. Look, I am such an advocate for. I want people to know there are good days, there are bad days. We have good days, we have bad days. We have days that are absolutely nightmarish. And some of you guys have seen some of those because they've happened when I've been on a live. But
Jenny,
it is. See you soon, Jenny.
I'm jealous. Just saying.
It's going to be a very emotional week for her. So I'm glad she's coming here and she's going to be with me where I can support her. If you guys see what I have to deal with, you understand what goes on in my life. You understand why sometimes I'm not available. You understand what it's like to be me as much as you understand a little bit of Kenzie. And
yeah, that's fine. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but what Kathy is saying, yeah, I'm the same way. I'll be like, okay, is that a good noise or is that a bad noise? And then if I see Rose drop her pen while she's diamond painting, I know Kenzie needs assistance. Like,
yeah.
So yeah, but
look, I can't ask Kenzie permission to share her story because she doesn't comprehend that sort of stuff. It's just her story. Kenzie's story has been out there for a very long time. It is no secret. We have the group that you guys are welcome to join and follow along. I share most of my stuff on there, more personal about Kenzie. The idea is eventually Kenzie will have access to it and she'll be able to start participating herself. It's almost there, but not quite. Yeah. So there's like as you guys get to know me more, as you guys get to know her more, you'll understand that if Angie said, if I drop my pen and I'll be right back, I've got to go deal with something. Sometimes it could be just food. Sometimes she just wants food.
Yeah.
She just wants a Milo or yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I was like, wait, what am I calling you? Kathy, Catherine? I don't know.
Kenzie is she brings so much love and light into this world. And yes, she does pick up on others' energies very, very quickly, but she also has that spiritual element that's inherited from my family, where we pick up energies, and she's an empath, and I do have to keep an eye on that because it's not something that I can train her the way I was trained. I have to train her specifically. So
I'm still learning about that. Like I'm still learning about that. Like I just realized, that I am not just I'm not a regular empath. I am also a spiritual empath. And
you have to be very careful about that.
That is something that, I've embraced it. I have accepted it, but it's still something that is very new to me and that I'm still trying to understand.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say it. I'm 45. Kenzie's only 15.
Yeah. She's Kenzie's seen things that to the naked eye aren't there. She's always has. It's always been there, right from when she was little. She would stare off into the corner of a room and giggle and smile, a very special smile. And I always felt like that was my dad or my granddad there, and I could feel the energy. So I knew someone was there. It's not something I've hidden from her. It's not something I've hidden from any of my kids, that I'm spiritually aware. they've both grown up with it. They have both been exposed to just about every religion in the world. Because I believe that it is not my path for them. My place to choose their path is their place. And so whatever they choose, that's what I support.
Yeah, I'm the same way with my kids. It's, whatever you choose, okay. That's
we will be doing some drawing. Kenzie, well, not me. Kenzie will be doing some drawings, and we will be giving them away as giveaways on the channel. It's completely signed with her name, because she can write her name. She can write. It's very big and it's very messy, but it's legible.
Yeah. And no, guys, I will not enter. I will not enter for those giveaways. I'm just yay.
I will just
yeah. But yeah, that's and I think this was something that you had discussed on your live. I don't want to go too much further because I do know another creator is going live in about 10 minutes. But I remember in one of your lives, and you can correct me if I'm wrong. You can tell me to shut up, whatever. For next year, there are going to be Kenzie created diamond paintings.
We are hoping to. It's going to depend on how well she goes with the camera, and her drawings. It's a kind of a catch-22.
Okay.
I'm just trying to see if I can find. Okay, this is what I want to show you. This is what makes it worthwhile. If it's going to come up, and it's not going to come up, it's going to be an ass. Let's see if I can zoom in on it. No.
Hi, Rose Wells. Oh, good Lord, we have 3 Roses in the room. We got Rose Proffitt, Rose Sabato, and Rose Wells. Hi.
And I've got a scrapbook here, but it's very temperamental on my phone. Sometimes things open and sometimes they won't. Go to feed. Yeah, no, it's not going to open. Actually, I know we've got to log off soon, but I just want to.
Excuse me. Sorry, guys. Oh.
She's doing all right with it. The fact that we had COVID.
Not you, Berta. Well, I mean, you could tell me to shut up, but I don't know if I would listen.
I've had to go back to Photo Bucket because that's where I saved all the photos when she was younger. So I just wanted to show you guys.
I feel a coughing spell coming on.
So I have some old photos here. Got it. So this was Kenzie when she was a baby.
Whoops. Oh my God, adorable.
Yeah. She was a little cutie. She hasn't changed much at all, really.
No, she's still, she's got the same, yep.
Yeah.
Adorable. She's still adorable. She's beautiful. She's absolutely beautiful.
This is her fresh.
Oh.
See what I mean? She was chunky. Like we had to. Yeah, she was chunky. She's just always been. This was Jordan meeting her for the first time.
Talk about those Kodak moments. Wow.
And it's been like that ever since. He loves her so much.
Beautiful.
Who
is going live soon? Mindy's Diamond Moment will be going live at 7.
Oh, thank you, Cassandra. I'm just trying to find.
Yes, absolutely.
I've got there's lots and lots of photos. I'm just trying to find, I've got a couple here that I was going to show. So the first time she sat up.
Oh.
And she was a strawberry blonde. She was very much a strawberry blonde.
It looks like she's starting to turn back to strawberry blonde, isn't she?
Yeah, she's got quite golden tones.
Yeah.
Proof that once upon a time she ate more than Marmite on toast.
Diane, I am Eastern Standard Time, US. Diane, you are the same time zone, I believe, as Carly, which is 6 hours ahead of me.
This is us at the hospital when she was first admitted to hospital. So that was like, she was 6 weeks old there. She hasn't had a pacifier since then, actually, ironically.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, she's never needed one. Once she went to a bottle, she was fine.
My son, I think at about 1 month old, told me quite vehemently that he did not want his pacifier anymore because I was trying to calm him down, and I put the pacifier in his mouth and he literally spit it out across the room like it went flying. And I went, okay, no pacifier for you anymore.
Jordan had one for years, but this is what I was looking for.
I think Stacy is putting this in a different. Rose does not go on until our tomorrow night.
Yeah.
If you're around a child that is having a okay.
I think the best thing to think, is there anything I can do? That just that solves. If you go to me, because like, is there anything I can do? Help? They'll either go yeah or no.
Yeah.
If they say no, then you lead them to deal with it, because the parents are the best ones to deal with the meltdown because they know their child.
Yeah.
Diane, I was completely oblivious. It actually set me on. I questioned the diagnosis for a good 5 months.
Yep. Yeah, Sarah. No, my son plain did not want it. He literally projected it across the room, and I never gave it to him again, and he never asked for it. So
yeah, Kenzie hasn't had one.
And he went straight from a bottle to a cup. Like no sippy cup. He would not take a sippy cup. He went from bottle to cup, which was very interesting. Okay, Carol, thank you so much for coming by. No.
Like, he's always been there for her, always.
Oh.
Right from the start. He watched her go in and out, rush to hospital so many times. He's going to tell his story tomorrow. No, I'm not going to tell it because it's his story to tell.
Yep.
She was probably fairly newborn, to be honest. Like, when she was diagnosed, 4. She was 4 when she was diagnosed. Hello. You going to come say hello? Come say hello.
You gonna say hi to Auntie Angie? Yeah, hi.
Yeah, you want cookies? You're going to have to ask Daddy. Can you blow kisses to everybody? I don't know if you guys saw that, but she blew kisses.
I heard it. Oh. Hi, Michelle.
Yeah. It is, Jordan has been her warrior, her knight, her protector. When she first got sick and they had to make sure her lactic acid levels were going down, they had to pinprick her every few hours to make sure it was going down. Jordan almost had a doctor because they were hurting his baby.
Ooh. Alrighty, guys. I think we're gonna wrap up.
Yeah.
Thank you
You
so
guys
much
can
for
ask,
coming.
if you
Go
come
ahead.
up with any questions,
Mhm.
I'm here all next week. So just come into the channel and ask. Jordan's coming on my channel tomorrow morning. And we'll be sharing a bit more of Kenzie's story there as well.
Yep. Thank you so much. I hope everybody got a little bit of information today. I know I got a lot of information that I did not know. Thank you, Rose. But I think this is going to be an amazing event. I'm so excited about it. We're just kicking it off, guys. There's more to come. Is Kenzie's World?
Yeah. Kenzie's World is a small group that is, for those that know her, it's only been family. We're only just starting to open it up. It's a private group because to protect her. So, yes. Join it if you guys want to join it, and ask questions there. Her family's on there, so as well. So, her grandparent, her biological father's on there, her brother's on there, her aunties, her uncles, cousins, the works. So,
yeah. Alrighty, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, Rose, for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
And thank you so much for saying yes so quickly when I asked you.
I think it was a no-brainer.
I don't even think I got the full question out before she was like, yes.
Yeah.
Everybody have fun. Don't forget to go to post your progress pics in the designated post on my Facebook page that I have along with Christopher Kalasa. You can also use the hashtag DPCing the world differently on Instagram. And I hope you guys all have an amazing weekend, have an amazing night, day, wherever you are. I do want to end this by what I have been saying for a little while now is always, guys, please, always, always be kind, be nice, because you never know what somebody may be going through. I love you all, and I will see you all soon.
Bye, guys.